The Rigveda is a really old and important book from India. It is one of the oldest known texts in the world, dating back to around 1500 BCE. This ancient scripture is a cornerstone of Hinduism and offers a window into the spiritual and cultural life of early Indian civilization. The Rigveda is not just a book, it's a collection of hymns, prayers, and rituals that have been passed down through generations. These texts were initially transmitted orally before being written down, preserving the rich oral tradition of ancient India. It's full of songs, prayers, and stories that teach us about the universe and what it means to be human. The hymns, known as Suktas, are dedicated to various deities and natural forces, reflecting the deep connection the ancient people had with their environment. It's written in a very old form of Sanskrit, and it's the oldest of the four Vedas, which are holy books in the Hindu tradition. The language of the Rigveda is archaic and poetic, capturing the essence of the thoughts and beliefs of the time. The verses in the Rigveda are called mantras, and people believe they are very powerful. These mantras are chanted during various rituals and ceremonies, believed to invoke divine blessings and positive energies. Even today, people sing these mantras during religious ceremonies. The tradition of chanting these ancient verses has continued for thousands of years, showcasing the enduring legacy of the Rigveda in contemporary Hindu practices. These hymns give us a peek into how people lived thousands of years ago, what they believed, how they worshipped, and what they hoped for. The Rigveda provides insights into the social, economic, and spiritual life of the Vedic people, revealing their values and aspirations. The Rigveda isn't just a religious book, it's also a treasure trove of ancient knowledge encompassing various aspects of life, including cosmology, philosophy, and even early science. The hymns discuss the creation of the universe, the nature of existence, and the mysteries of life and death. It's also full of poems, philosophy, and history. The Rigveda's poetic verses are not only religious but also literary masterpieces, reflecting the intellectual and artistic achievements of the Vedic people. It tells us about a time when people were amazed by nature and they saw gods in things like the sun and the fire. The natural world was revered and deified, with various elements of nature being personified as gods and goddesses. Agni was the god of fire who lit their homes and was central to many rituals. Fire was considered a sacred element, a bridge between the human and the divine, and Agni was the mediator who carried offerings to the gods. Surya, the sun god, helped their crops grow, providing light and warmth essential for agriculture. The sun was worshipped as a source of life and energy, and many hymns in the Rig Veda are dedicated to Surya. And Indra, a strong warrior god, protected them from bad things. Indra was the king of the gods, a mighty warrior who fought against the forces of chaos and darkness, ensuring the prosperity and safety of the people. The hymns in the Rigveda are like conversations between people and these gods, showing how much people wanted to connect with something bigger than themselves. These dialogues reflect the human quest for understanding, connection, and transcendence, making the Rigveda a timeless spiritual guide. There's a verse in the 8th part of the Rigveda that shows how important devotion and praise are. This ancient text, one of the oldest known scriptures in human history, is a cornerstone of Vedic literature and spirituality. It offers a glimpse into the lives and beliefs of the Vedic people who lived thousands of years ago in what is now India. The chants of the Soma have magnified you, Śatakratu. The hymns of the Urk have magnified you. May our praises magnify you. This verse is a beautiful example of how the Vedic people used their voices and words to connect with the divine. The act of chanting and singing hymns was not just a ritualistic practice, but a profound expression of their devotion and reverence. This short but powerful verse shows how important hymns and chants were in the rituals of the Vedic people. These rituals were more than mere ceremonies. They were a way to communicate with the gods, to seek their favor, and to express gratitude. The Vedic people believed that their chants and hymns had the power to magnify the gods, to make them more present and powerful in their lives. This verse talks about making something bigger through praise. It suggests that through the act of praising, the divine presence is amplified. This amplification is not just for the benefit of the gods, who are already omnipotent, but for the worshippers themselves. By magnifying the divine, the worshippers feel a stronger connection to the gods, which in turn brings them comfort and guidance. It says that by singing chants and hymns, we don't just recognize how great the gods are, we make them seem even greater. This act of magnification is a way for the worshippers to elevate their own spiritual experience. The more they praise, the closer they feel to the divine, and the more they believe in the power of their prayers. This isn't to help the gods, because they are already super powerful. The gods, in Vedic belief, are eternal and all-powerful beings who do not need human praise to sustain their power. Instead, the act of praising is a way for humans to align themselves with the divine, to feel a part of something greater than themselves. It's to help the people who are worshipping. When people engage in these acts of devotion, they are not just performing a duty, they are enriching their own spiritual lives. The act of worship brings them peace, solace, and a sense of purpose. It helps them navigate the challenges of life with a sense of divine support. When people praise the gods, they feel closer to them and ask for blessings and guidance. This closeness is not just a feeling, but a profound spiritual connection that can influence their daily lives. They seek blessings for health, prosperity, and happiness, and guidance in making important decisions. Saying magnified you again and again shows how powerful devotion can be. Repetition in these chants is a way to reinforce the connection with the divine. Each repetition is a reaffirmation of faith, a way to deepen the spiritual bond and to keep the divine presence constantly in mind. It means that by praising, we can become better people and feel closer to the divine. This practice of magnifying the divine through praise is a timeless tradition that continues to inspire and uplift people. It reminds us that in our quest for spiritual growth, the act of devotion is as important as the divine itself. Through praise, we find a path to inner peace and a deeper connection with the universe. This verse is about Śatakratu, which is another name for Indra, the king of the gods. Śatakratu means the one with 100 sacrifices, or the one who has performed 100 sacrifices. This name shows how strong Indra is and how important he is in the Vedic rituals. Indra is usually shown as a mighty warrior with a thunderbolt called Vajra. He fights a dragon named Vritra who keeps the rain away, and when Indra wins, the life-giving water flows again. He protects people. He's super strong, and he keeps the universe in order. The name Śatakratu also connects Indra to Soma, a special drink used in Vedic rituals. People offered Soma to Indra and other gods, and they believed that drinking it brought blessings and spiritual understanding. Section 4. The power of Stoma. Chants that lift us up. This verse talks about stoma, which are special chants used in Soma rituals. These rituals were an integral part of ancient Vedic traditions, deeply embedded in the spiritual and cultural fabric of early Indian society. The Soma rituals were not just religious ceremonies, they were profound expressions of devotion and a means to connect with the divine. The stoma chants played a crucial role in these rituals, believed to invoke the presence of the gods and facilitate a sacred communion between the earthly and the divine realms. These chants weren't just nice-sounding songs, they were meticulously crafted with specific sounds, rhythms, and intonations that held deep spiritual significance. Each chant was a carefully constructed piece of spiritual technology, designed to resonate with the cosmic energies and align the chanter with the divine forces of the universe. The precision and care with which these chants were composed and performed reflect the profound understanding of sound and its impact on the human psyche and the environment. People believed they had real power. The power of these chants was not merely symbolic, it was considered tangible and transformative. The faithful believed that through the act of chanting, they could influence their surroundings, bring about positive changes in their lives, and even affect the course of natural events. This belief in the power of sound and vibration is a testament to the ancient understanding of the interconnectedness of all things and the potential of human intention to shape reality. They were carefully put together with special sounds and rhythms that they believed could call upon the gods and bring cosmic energy. The intricate patterns of these chants were thought to create a bridge between the human and the divine, allowing the chanter to tap into the universal energy that permeates all existence. This connection was not just a one-way communication, it was a dynamic interaction where the chanter and the divine forces engaged in a mutual exchange of energy and intention. Chanting was a sacred act, and people had to be pure in mind and body to do it. The process of purification was essential to ensure that the chanter was in the right state of mind and body to engage in this holy practice. This involved various rituals of cleansing and preparation, which were believed to remove any impurities and align the chanter with the spiritual frequencies necessary for effective chanting. The emphasis on purity underscores the reverence with which these practices were approached and the deep respect for the sacred nature of the chants. They believed the rhythms of the stoma created vibrations that connected with the universe, linking the earth and the heavens. These vibrations were seen as a form of communication with the cosmos, a way to harmonize with the universal rhythms and participate in the ongoing process of creation. The idea that sound could bridge the gap between the earthly and the divine reflects a profound understanding of the power of vibration and its role in the fabric of reality. The stoma weren't just asking for favors, they were a way to become part of the universe, to join in the divine work of creation. Through these chants, individuals sought to transcend their ordinary existence and become co-creators with the divine. This aspiration to merge with the cosmic order and contribute to the unfolding of the universe's grand design speaks to the deep spiritual aspirations of the ancient practitioners and their desire to live in harmony with the greater whole. They were like a sacrifice of sound, an offering of devotion to please and call upon the gods. This concept of sound as a form of sacrifice highlights the profound reverence for the power of the spoken word and the belief in its ability to convey devotion and intention to the divine. The act of chanting was seen as a sacred duty, a way to honor the gods and seek their blessings, and a means to align oneself with the divine will. In this way, the stoma chants were not just a form of prayer, but a powerful tool for spiritual transformation and connection with the divine. Section 5, the significance of Uktha, hymns of praise. This verse also talks about Uktha, which are hymns of praise specifically for Indra. These hymns celebrated his victories, his strength, and his role as protector. They used beautiful poetic language, full of images and metaphors, showing how much people respected and admired Indra. The Uktha had two purposes. They praised Indra, but they also taught people about the universe, right and wrong, and the nature of the divine. These hymns were passed down through families, keeping the traditions and beliefs alive. Writing and reciting Uktha were special skills. Poets and priests spent their whole lives learning the details of language and rhythm, trying to create hymns that were both beautiful to hear and powerful in spirit.